Funny enough, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, and I was damn good at being a science student. All the sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, man, everything in my head. I mean, in secondary school, I was senior boy, man. I entered school. I got into school as a mini celeb. My part one wasn't the regular part one that everybody has. Just as at then, people were already taking pictures of me and like this because it was also difficult for me to get roles. I think I went for auditions for like a year or two, like straight up before I got any role. I think I did Jennifer's Diary, and honestly, I thought I did really bad. Up until when people started hyping me on the streets for the role I played, even though it was like a minor character, and people were saying, "Hey, Austin," the character was Austin. That maybe this is what I'm gonna do. Funny enough, I got on Jennifer's Diary as an extra. That's the funniest thing. That like a proper extra waka. That was the only waka pass I've ever played in my life. So I think because I was quite diligent with what I was doing. So that was when Auntie Funke just noticed, and this guy, extra bow. Oh yeah, come and play this scene. What name should we give you? Somebody just said Austin in the background on set. And then Austin, okay, let's call him Austin. Okay, that's what we'll call him, Austin. That's how the character came about.
Love it.
I performed really badly, like the worst performance of my life. First time on camera, crowd behind the scene and everybody was watching. I only had like 5 lines. And the next thing I was just sweating badly and like, who's this guy? Where did I see this one from? Like, dude, you need to up your game. If it's about being fine, if you think you're the finest right now, trust me, there are way much more finer people. But what will stand you out of this crowd is your talent. What will make them want to give you this role over this other fine person is your talent. So if you really want to be that A-list actor, if you want to be that actor that everybody's talking about, and not just some random fine boy that's just getting roles, you need to up your game.
Hey guys, what's good? Welcome to another amazing episode of Up Close and Personal with Tega. I remain your host, Tega Salubi. I'm a model, actor, filmmaker, content creator. Boys gotta hustle. But on today's episode, I'm happy to bring someone special on board. He is a very, very popular, multi-award winning actor, model, screenwriter, entrepreneur, filmmaker. He's the recipient of several awards, such as the 19 Rom Awards Best Actor in 2017, and he's popular for his roles in films like Jennifer's Diaries, Collateral War, Isoken, MTV Sugar, Moms at War. Guys, I have the phenomenal Alvin Abayomi. Woo!
Nice being on the show.
Thanks for coming along. Thanks for coming to the radar.
Oh, joy. The audience gets it.
They get it, right?
They get it.
So how do you feel being here?
I'm good. I love the interior decor. Pretty. And trust me, guys, there's some beautiful looking women behind the scene. Unfortunately, you guys can't see.
Shout out to the production team. We have men too, so they won't say it's really women.
If I go talk men now, before they go talk. But men, I see you all too. I see you all. Good vibes.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole essence of the show is for people to get to know like you for who you really are. Yeah. Beyond social media, beyond the glitz and glam, and just having a feel of like your personal life. Are you willing to share with us?
Yeah, of course, let's do it.
Let's get right into it. I mean, how was childhood for you? How was growing up, and how has it affected who you are today?
Well, childhood for me was growing up. My background was basically I grew up in Akure, on those states I grew up with my mom, so she has a lot of influence on me. I mean, my mom, my aunt, was my mom's younger sister. And they had a lot of good influence on me. And these are very independent women. So most times, so that's why for me, most times I'm used to being independent because I grew up looking at, and this was a time when, these days, we even get to see a lot of independent women, but those days, you don't get to see a lot of them. So when you see 2 women doing it on their own and trying to make things happen, you have no choice as a man to try to make things happen. So basically, I grew up with them in Akure, Most of my childhood, secondary school, primary school, Akure, up until I went to uni in OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University. So I would say, how has it affected me growing up in Akure? I would just say it has helped me be this guy who never relents. It has helped me be this guy who doesn't believe in failure, doesn't believe in setbacks. If you have any setback, get yourself back up. It has helped me believe in this. Be this guy rather who is also very much into myself. I believe in most times helping myself out, because a lot of times I really didn't see anybody help my mom out when I was growing up with her. A lot of times, so before I can reach out to anyone for help, it's just always the person needs to be really close.
Yeah.
You grab. So I would say it just helped me be this independent guy who just likes to make things happen.
Nice. So a lot of us, when we are much younger, we have like aspirations of having like white collar jobs. I want to be a doctor, I want to be a banker, but at the end of the day, we don't end up going through with those professions. So what made you decide that, okay, this was the career you wanted to follow?
Funny enough, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, and I was damn good at being a science student. All the sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, man, everything in my head. In secondary school, I was senior boy, man. I did like about hype myself. Getting into OAU as well, I wasn't beans. OAU is one of I don't know, but as at the time I was growing up, at the time I was a teenager, one of the best schools and best uni in Nigeria. I don't know about now. So getting into OAU wasn't beans. It's something I had to study hard for. So I wanted to be a doctor, be a cardiologist or something, or maybe a gynecologist, anyone. So, but at some point when I got into my first year, actually, before I got into my first year, there was this very serious strike, about 9 months or 1 year. So I would say that was the point my life started reshaping bit by bit. At that point, imagine getting admission into school, then you've gotten your admission and everything, but you don't get to get into that school till 1 year after because of the strike. So during that period, it was like an eye-opener. That was the period I started getting a lot of comments about, oh, dude, you should be a model. Oh, dude, you should be an actor. Oh, dude, you sing well, you're in the choir, right? You want to consider this as a thing, career, something? Okay, fine. Let's start with modeling, because that was the easiest to just pick and just, okay, let's do this. I started with modeling. Then while I was doing the modeling thing, then there was an acting crash course that my church organized. So I went for the crash course. I think it was about 3 months or so. So from there, modeling picked up for me. I won the pageants right about when I was entering, finally now getting into uni. I won the pageant. So at that moment, I entered school. I got into school as a mini celeb. So it was more like I got into school and everybody then, it's not like these days of, then social media was popping, but it's not like now TikTok is everywhere, everybody's. So it's that then people were just like, okay, who is that guy that is in part one that they said won, I think then it was Mr. Ideal Ocean State. That won Mr. Ideal Ocean State before. So then I was just like, so my part one wasn't the regular part one that everybody has. Just as at then, people were already taking pictures of me and like this would be. So from there, getting the girls and everything, it comes with the lifestyle. So sometimes, and the men as well wanting to just roll with you, mad guy, bad guy. So modeling, I was So from there, I also went on to win Mr. Ideal Nigeria. That's like the national version of the state pageants I won. So even added to the popularity, mad. So from there, I started thinking, because at the end of the day, all these things just 1 year reign. After a year, they organize another winner comes in. I'm like, what will I do to sustain this? This needs to be sustained and everything. So that's where I remembered, oh, dude, you also act. It's even though not professionally then, but as a hobby. And again, I did the crash course thing. So I'm like, okay, all this thing that you learned in your class, do you want to put it to test? So that's how I started going for auditions. And that's also how I got to know that modeling is way different from acting. Hey, audition. But anyway, before we get into that, I'll just say that was the time I got to know that that was what changed for me. That was what changed it from me wanting to be a medical doctor to being an entertainer. And I just realized, okay, fam, let's do this. But even as at then, I wouldn't say I was 100%. It was more of something I was just testing up until I started getting roles, because it was also difficult for me to get roles. I think I went for auditions for like a year or two, like straight up, before I got any role, really. So when I finally started getting roles, I think I did Jennifer's Diary. And honestly, I thought I did really bad. I don't know as at then, but
Like when you auditioned?
no, when I auditioned, no, when I came on, of course I auditioned for it, but when I came on the show,
okay.
I thought I did really bad. But up until when people started hyping me on the streets for the role I played, even though it was like a minor character, and people were saying, "Hey, Austin," the character was Austin there.
Yeah.
Austin, Jennifer's Diary, Austin, Jennifer. That was, and I know, oh, maybe this is what I'm gonna do. And I started getting awards as well. I think my first ever nomination was Born Awards, Revelation of the Year 2017. That was my first ever nomination, and I was like, wow. Then from there, I think Future Award came as well at some point. I've forgotten the year. Future Awards came, a couple of other awards. I think we got an AMVC nomination for Best Content thing. That was like a thing with my guy, my friend Oluwadolas. So just then I was like, okay, maybe this is what I'm meant to do, and I keep on pushing, and here I am today. And by the way, funny enough, I got on Jennifer's Diary as an extra. That's the funniest thing, like a proper extra waka. That was the only waka part I've ever played in my life. So I think because I was quite diligent with what I was doing. So that was when Auntie Funke just noticed, and this guy, extra bow. Oh yeah, come and play this scene. What name should we give you? Somebody just said, Austin in the background and said, and then Austin, okay, let's call him Otten. Okay, that's what we call him, Otten. That's how the character came about.
Love it.
Yeah.
Would you say that, I mean, your looks, and you at that time you were like a model, like everybody knew you, and I mean, you were, and you're still like a fine boy now. So would you say like your looks? Would you say your looks contributed to like your success, like in your career?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it did, but not the only thing. I mean, if it's about being fine, there's a lot of finer people. There's a lot of good-looking people in the industry, and some even still trying to get into the industry, but at some point, your talent just needs to speak out. And it's one very serious advice. I'm pretty sure she must have been forgotten by now. That's Funke Akinele, Auntie Funke, like I call her. One very serious advice she gave me then, because as a then as well, when I got on Jennifer's Diary, my character went away. Then I think about a year or 2 years later, one of my very good friends, Charles Granville, God bless his soul, he's dead now. He was shooting in Amen Estate. That's where Auntie Funke stays. So that's how he now introduced me to her as a screenwriter. And it was like, you mean you write? I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, fine. We're looking for new writers on Jennifer's Diary. Come on board. That's how I came on board again on Jennifer's Diary, but now as a writer. And while I was writing for them, of course, they brought back my character as well. And one of the very good advice I got from her then, which I still hold on to now, she must have forgotten, is, it was like, dude, you need to up your game. If it's about being fine, if you think you're the finest right now, trust me, there are way much more finer people. But what will stand you out of this crowd is your talent. What will make them want to give you this role over this other fine person is your talent. So if you really want to be that A-list actor, if you want to be that actor that everybody's talking about, and not just some random fine boy that's just getting roles, you need to up your game. And since then, I held on to that that learned to guys up. So from there, I started developing how to act natural. Because at the end of the day, there was a particular type of acting that I grew up watching. And even when I was going for all these classes, this particular old school, I'm not going to say old school acting, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying. That it looks like they're reading lines, and there's this natural way of acting that just looks like, oh, you're just saying what is inside you, not like you're reading lines. And I started trying to be as natural as possible, because as an actor, I feel like the only way you can really be good at what you do is when people can't even differentiate between you reading a line and you delivering the line. Because when they can tell that, oh, this one just it looks like this one is acting. When they can tell that you're acting, then yeah, I don't think you're not an actor. But if they can't tell, then it means you're good at what you do. So yeah, so I would say that's the point for me. That advice that she gave me, it made me realize that I just don't want to be some fresh-looking guy, but
You want to, put in the work. And
put in the work. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So, but was there like a specific point where you knew, or you had that conviction that, okay, you know what, this is it for me. Like, no more dabbling into other professions. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to make my career.
I would say that point really was a couple of points because with entertainment, especially in Nigeria, even all over the world, really, I don't think you can ever be sure until you are really, really sure.
Hey, now, is that really the point?
You can never, there's not a cause, but
Yeah,
if you're not coming after and you're watching me out there, you can never be sure. You can never be sure for it. But it's, I would say number one was when I started getting roles from auditions, because it showed me then that, because at some point I was starting to feel maybe this is not what I was meant to do, especially when I did my very first gig. I can't remember the title now and I've never seen the movie, but I performed really badly, like the worst performance of my life. First time on camera, crowd behind the scene and everybody was watching. I only had like 5 lines. And the next thing I was just sweating badly and I couldn't deliver lines and I was missing and the director everybody was just, when you're like performing and you can feel people murmuring behind, like, who's this guy? Where did I see this one from? Beg, I mean, somebody else played this character. So at the end of the day, I was just like, I went home that day like, dude, are you sure this is what you want to do? You have a course that you're studying. No, study your course now. Graduate. I'm gonna be a 9 to 5. But I went home that day, and I was just like, no, I can't give up. Which will take me back to growing up with my mom, like I said earlier. That spirit of being independent, never giving up kind of spirit, which I learned from her and my aunts as well. So from there, I was just like, okay, you can do better. The people that are on screen, they don't have 2 heads. If they can do it, you can do it. And this is something I have the love for as well. So I started pushing harder. So when I now when I started bagging roles from auditions, it just showed me that, okay. I mean, for you to be getting this, right now I'm not talking waka pass roles anymore. I'm talking like proper supporting roles, leads, and I'm playing alongside veterans and legends. And I'm like, okay, there's something I'm doing right. Maybe this is it. This is it. And I started doing that, and people started recognizing on the streets as well and calling me my character names. I'm like, okay, maybe this is coming together now, And from there, then I started also investing in my screenwriting career as well. And I actually legit was getting, I sent my synopsis to a director, and they were like, okay, they want to shoot it. And I'm like, okay, they want to shoot my synopsis. I've never written before. This is like my first time. And they're like, okay, write the script. And I wrote it. And I said, I want to play this character in the script. I think, what's the title of that movie? You, Me, and the Guys. Yeah, You, Me, and the Guys then. 2016 or 16. It had Linda Ejiofor, Shenwa Kindele, a couple of other big actors then. And Lotachuku as well from Jennifer's Diary. And I was like, okay, I want to play alongside these people. And the producer and director allowed me. And I wrote the script, and I'm like, this is my script they're shooting. I'm in the movie, and I'm playing alongside these people who are already like known actors. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is it. This no going back, no going back. From there till now, it's been onward, forward.
I can imagine how that must have felt.
Definitely, it was good.
But I mean, with every career, no matter how the success story is, there will always be like difficulties.
Yep.
So what would you say would be the darkest stage in your career?
The darkest stage in my career, I think that would be the time where sometime last year, actually funny enough, around this period last year, my very good friend / mentor / everything, because in this industry you really don't get to have a lot of friends. Yeah, you have colleagues, you have acquaintances, you have but you don't get to have people really interested in your growth and who wants you like, let's collaborate, let's work. That kind of people, you really don't get to have a lot of them. And one of the very few ones I have He died sometime this time last year.
Oh, so
Because
sorry about that.
thank you. His name Charles Granville. He shot my first ever script that I wrote. He also, I think the movie ended up on Netflix that year. And it was also the one that, like I said earlier, that introduced me again, reintroduced me to Funke Akindele as a writer, which brought me back to Jennifer's Diary. So I would say it has been a very huge contribution to my growth as an actor and as a person. And so when he died, his death really shook me. Because I've always been like this creator, this guy that is just about creating, act, create. I've never really been interested in business. I'm not a business person. I'm not interested in all those professional movements. But him is a business person, is the professional. So even as at this time, sometime earlier last year, I was already telling him, okay, by this later in the year or 2024, I'm talking about 2023 now when he was still alive. I was telling him, okay, these are the things I want to get into. Right now, I don't just want to do content anymore. I want to go into like production of movies alongside the short content, and we're already looking at the distributors. So when it comes to all those distribution and everything, who to talk to, the professional people to talk to, the people that are going to sponsor, is the brains. I don't like dealing with all those things. Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't do 9 to 5. I don't like anything that just sounds business.
Yeah, I get you.
So for him, he's the brains. He will handle all those. My own is just bring the scripts, bring the idea, bring the people, collaboration team, everything. And when he died, it just shook me like, damn. I mean, apart from, this guy is a good person, he's been awesome and everything. I've lost a friend, and I've lost like more or less like a family. But again, I've lost, how do I start doing business? Because now that I'm into production as well, it's not just about creating anymore. It's not just about
there's also like the business aspect.
The business aspect. How do I start doing this? I don't know who to talk to. you grab. So I'm like, where I go follow talk? Even till now, I'm still feeling it, but at least I would say his death has also sort of made me, unfortunately, which is pretty unfortunate, but it's also made me grow. Because right now I'm talking business with people. I'm talking to people and say, okay, fine, let's collaborate and do this. Let's make money and all that. Because before I wouldn't do that. It's just
he'll be the one that
you grab. So that was more or less one of the darkest, at least right now, I would say the darkest part of my career.
So sorry again.
Thank you.
I know you mentioned how there was a time where you were on a project and then you did terribly, like it was bad. But apart from that, did you ever feel like giving up, and how were you able to get back on your feet? Like what gave you the driving force, the motivation to keep going?
A lot of times. In fact, that's the thing about entertainment. That's the thing about this kind of job, or any job basically that doesn't have a fixed salary, or that is not fixed, that is not 9 to 5. A lot of times we're going to feel like giving up. If I start counting the number of times I've felt like giving up, we're not going to live here today. Apart from the very first experience I had, which is the one I talked about, performing badly. But even when I started picking up as an actor, the producers as well. I came all the way again from Osun State into Lagos. The person I was meant to stay with then, I think for some reason, impromptu shit, the person wasn't around. I came for a show, audition actually. The person wasn't around, and I lost some money as well. Maybe like 1K or 2K. I didn't have any money on me as well. This was like probably one of the most embarrassing periods of my life. And at this point, I think I already did Jennifer's Diary self. So I don't get small street OT. So first off, person will first see me inside bus. That one first see me first. The guy on Jennifer's Diary. No, it's not me. Not me. When I came down from the bus, I was meant to get to my other. I called one of my nephew, cousins rather. He used to stay way back in Ikorodu then. Ikorodu way back then. I called him. I was like, oh, lucky for you. I'm just getting into town. I'm like, thank God. I'm coming to your place, I beg. Guess what? Money no day to carry bus to that Ikorodu. Trust me, I begged on the street of Lagos, and I'm not even kidding you. And I legit went to this. I'm like, oh gosh, how will I reach this place I'm going? Money no day. Who will I call? I just go meet this guy. I'm like, okay, that's why I worked on my masculine, feminine. They said they have feminine charms. Which I worked on my masculine charms. I went to meet this lady. I didn't go meet a guy, because guy, if you look at me like, you dude, what's up? I go meet this girl. I say, Auntie, please, look at me. Do I look like a beggar? I'm like, even me when I said this, I'm like, what the F are you saying, dude? The lady look at me like, shook her head. I'm like, so that's it. I don't look like a beggar. I just see, I'm going to Kurudu. I don't have money. Now looked at me again, look at me up to down. I was like, okay, it's God of God. I'm doing this for you. It's God of God. Are you sure you're not for what? I'm like, no, I'm not a ritualist. I'm not, just please, I beg. I need money to get to the same place. Just give me maybe like 500 or something that year. So that 500 took me to Kurudu. So it's been times like that just makes me want to feel like, dude, how are you doing this thing? Now you're even getting roles, no money. What's up? Where's the money going to come from? Am I sure this is like what I want to do? It's not giving me energy. 9 to 5, at least I could not say I don't collect my 30 pa or 40 pa per month as I then. Yeah. But this one, I'm already getting small gigs and I'm still begging on the street of Lagos. It's not giving, man. But we thank God. I thank God I didn't give up then. I'm here right now.
You're here.
I mean, so it's a lot of story really. But if I have to start going back and back, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Trust me, bro. One or two louder,
But anyways, anyone that's in this industry will know that no matter who you are, no matter where you start from, you always go through rejection and failure. So how are you able to cope at moments like that? And were there actually rejection stories? Were there plenty? Let us know.
Rejection story plenty. Was it Ebony Life? Ebony Life holds one of the biggest auditions in the country, biggest even projects as well. Their shows, the auditions I went for, next. There's also next, we get back to you. Or is it, even MTV Sugar, the very first one I went for, funny enough, I wasn't picked. The very first MTV Sugar audition I went for. I think Takwashi was one of the judges out here. I wasn't picked. I've forgotten when they had it. The very first Teen Soul audition I went for, I wasn't picked. A lot. And guess what? This same audition I went for Teen Soul, that I wasn't picked, they themselves now reached out to me in 2019 or 18 or so, like, we'd like to have you come to a screen test or screen reading or something. I got on Teen Soul. I did 2 years with Teen Soul.
Oh.
Yeah, MTV Sugar as well. The first one I went for that I wasn't picked. I think the one they now had in either 16 or 2017, and I went for their closed reading. I got picked. Okay, I've not done anything with Ebony Life yet. That would be like, I can't wait to do that also. That I can also give my testimony that you people have gone for audition a lot of times in past years. I wasn't picked, but now I'm doing stuff with you. But I've not done anything with Ebony Life yet. So, but a lot rejections were a lot. Is it Mount Hill? All the biggest productions in Nigeria, we've probably gone for all of their auditions, these things,
So how were you able to deal with these rejections?
I was just, again, taking it back to not to sound like a mommy's boy, but again, I grew up with her. So you never give up. The never give up spirit. You go back there, you go down, you stand up right away. That's just basically it. That's always been the spirit. And that's what's been pushing me up until this present moment.
And you see, that's one of the things that a lot of people that want to enter this industry don't know. They go for 1 audition, 2 auditions, they get rejected and they give up. They're sad. But then see Alvin, see how many times he went. See how he said he left one state to another just to find the job, just to hustle. And now that he has made it, people say him in life.
I've not made it though. My upper must be out there. I've not made it.
Oh please.
But it's just been a lot of ups and downs, a lot. All the production companies, biggest in Nigeria, trust me, have gone. Even BAP. Bolanle Austin Peters Productions. Well, guess what, guys? Last year we did something amazing, and I really can't wait to watch. What we did with BAP. I really can't wait. So it's been a lot. So how I just get over all that is by getting up. I don't let it get to me, because one thing I've come to understand is, see, trust me, by the time you go down and you're not ready to get up, a lot of people are ready to take your place now.
Yeah, sure.
You, we're not going to that one. Continue.
True, because there's so many people that want to break into the
Like
industry.
straight up,
And there
man.
are people
Straight
that
up.
are working hard. So if you've climbed to one level and then you decide that you want to, relax and just give up, people will
Like
climb over you.
straight up,
But-
no time. They're taking
Yeah.
your place, taking your space straight up.
Yeah.
So you can't even say, "Oh, you're letting one disappointment get to you." And that's like it's one of the unfortunate, it's one of the disadvantages of this our job, because at the end of the day, we're all humans, right?
Yeah.
And it's just human to want to. How do I put it now? Sometimes you just want to relax, or sometimes you just want to let the disappointment get to you, just to feel that, let me feel down a bit, I beg. I've been working hard, let me just feel down. But you don't have there's no moment to feel down in this industry. This is basically what it is. You want to feel down, people are taking your place next minute. So how do you do that? How do you feel down?
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty annoying, but it's what it is, and
It is what it is.
It's helped me a lot in life as well. It's just made me just be that guy that pump up.
What would you say your biggest sacrifice for your career has been?
Maybe two. I will say there was one time I was dating this lady. She was a pretty nice person, a good person, and because of my career, is there in English like forwent? I forwent that relationship. I don't know where we would have been today if we were still dating, but because the career was like every other thing was number 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Career was not number 1. So
But like at that time, did you think it would have led to marriage if you were, consistent?
maybe I wouldn't know. I can't see the future. Maybe because the love was there, and whenever you have a lady that loves you, and I love her too. I would say at the point, but the love wasn't just enough. I would say to
love without money.
exactly, and again, that as well. But again, the funniest thing is she was actually legit willing to stay.
Yeah, to hustle. Then why did you?
At some point, it just started looking like I was taking her for granted. And it's not like deliberate, but it's the job. I mean, when I have to wake up in my house by 5 a.m., 6 a.m., go on set, or go audition, get back to the house like 12, 1 a.m. sometimes, what time do I have to nurture a relationship? And especially, money will not day. If you say money day now, if I just talk, say, oh yeah, delivery guy, oh yeah, I go deliver her some nice dress and deliver her some nice hair or whatever. But it's like you're working, you're no money. The small time that she needs, small time and attention, I can't give her. So it's like, what am I now giving in this relationship? So at some point, it just started waning down and down and down. And I knew that I cost it. I was just like, well, it's life.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So when would you say things started looking up for you? When would you say you had that breakthrough moment that you were like, this is it. I'm on this blockbuster. This is it. People recognize me now. Directors are calling me. People are seeing me on the streets. They know me. They know the name Alvin Abayomi. They know me. When was that moment for you?
I would say from the year I did MTV Sugar. I don't know. So I really don't know if it was the MTV Sugar effect, because even before MTV Sugar came out, other roles came that were pretty big as well. It's the same year I did Jemeji. Jemeji was a big African Magic production that year. It's the same year, I don't know if it's the same year I did Casanova. No, it's the same year I did Moms at War with Amoni Oboli. I think the year after that I did Casanova, and all these projects were like big. It's either they're big TV projects, or they're big web online projects, or they're big streaming platform projects, or they're big cinema projects. So everything was just hitting me left, right, and center. And at some point I was like, dude, as at this time last year, you're still rushing, going for general auditions, but now straight up roles, and people are legit calling me. So it's no more come for this audition. It's like, we want to offer you this role. And like, you say, what? We want to offer you this role. How do you call me to offer me a role? Do you mean like you want to call me to come for this role? But no, we want to offer you this role, and your pay is, my pay is that? I mean, this was me going from, legit, if you were still paying me 10K, I go still collect and pay me 20K. Now you're telling me my pay is over 100K, 200, 300. and one even getting into like 1 million. I'm like, mad,
Let's go.
superstar.
Let's do this.
you know, yeah. So basically, it was from that year, and things just started like changing up from that particular year. I think that was like 2017. Yeah.
How do you stay grounded despite the fame and attention? Like how do you are you able to still have yourself and not lose yourself in everything and still stay focused?
I would just say, taking it back to my mom, growing up background and everything, the way I grew up, even if I end up being an Elon Musk in this life, trust me, with the way I grew up in my background, I will always be grounded. It's what it is. You can't have that kind of training, that kind of good home training, and you lose it. You can't, you just can't. So, and again, also being, I think that's just it, really. Help of God, of course, because we really can't do anything without God. And the training I got as well, it's always there at the back of my mind. Remember the son of who you are. Remember the son of who you are. You don't go out forming who you are not. So, basically, that's it.
What would you say is the biggest misconception people have about you?
I think that would be that maybe I came from this really boxed up background.
You look like a fresh kid.
I don't know, man. God, I don't understand. We shouldn't question you. But what's up? What's up? Why you gotta put me in Nigeria? What about Canada or US? I suppose just somebody just live some kind of soft life, but man. Still like hustling, trying to get to where I am, trust me. I told you guys a story here. I legit begged in this Lagos. I remember then, I was trying to tell my mom, sit then I committed, I'm not going to tell you guys, I'm not going to tell you this thing I did. But I did something like really bad, and mom wasn't going to give me money then. So I was like, how can I need to go for this audition, I need to go for this gig. Next thing, I just asked one of my guys, I want to know, I'm a street guy. Baba did there, if you carry block sharply, carry like 200 blocks, and now they pay you. I'm like, really? Oh, yeah, push me barrel. All the stuff, everything just like solves. And when I look back sometimes, when I'm after all the day's hustle, and I am just alone on my bed sometimes, and I just think about everything, I'm like, thank God for this journey, really. Because it would have, in as much as, it's good when you come really boxed up and you've made it, you come already made, it's good, but there's this sweet thing as well when you have a proper story to tell and people can really understand and relate with you. Because I'm pretty sure watching me right now, there are thousands, probably even millions of people that can legit relate to what I'm saying. So, but if you're coming, I'm already a millionaire. I just go into the industry. My dad called this person and everything. They just got me into the industry and blah, blah, that's it. And they're like, okay, so what's your story? And you don't really have any story. You're just like, well, my dad called this person and my dad just, so what's your own story? Well, my dad called this person and my dad this. So, that's cool. People that have that kind of life, sometimes I envy it as well. Sweet life, soft life. But I will say I enjoy mine as well. I enjoy the story, the build up to where it is today.
Yeah. You in a relationship or are you single?
I am not married. But I'm dating this beautiful, gorgeous girl. I'm sure she watches all my stuff. My number one fan, actually.
Shout out
Shala. But yeah, she's my number one fan. She watches it. Even things that I've forgotten that I did. Trust me, this lady will go down my page and like, oh, you did this in 2020, whatever. I'm like, leave me alone, man. Go to YouTube and dig out old. How I said some of the first stuff I did, how I learned on the job, and I wasn't really proud of some of the first stuff, maybe because the acting was that bad or something. She would legit go deep down to the actings the jobs I've done since like maybe 2015, 2014, and go dig them out and start sending them to me. And I'm like, dude, do you want to just like leave these projects alone? I don't want to watch them. Leave me alone.
She's your number one fan.
Yeah, she's my number one fan.
Yeah. So, are we expecting wedding bells soon?
We see how it goes.
All right,
We wait for the future to tell, but right now we're going.
But I beg, we hope we are going to be on the guest
You don't
list.
want me?
Proof. Yeah, we have proof now.
You got proof that that one a normal thing.
But yeah. On a more serious note now, for those who are out there and want to enter into this industry, they want to act, they want to enter into entertainment, and they've been trying, but they just feel that they're not making any headway. What advice do you have for them?
I will tell them to, you know what, I will borrow from one of my very good friend, who is also a colleague, Chimeze Imo's, what do they call that when you win an award, that thing that you say?
His acceptance speech.
Acceptance speech at the AMVCA when he won a Trailblazer. He said something and that thing stuck with me since then. It was like, keep showing up. Whatever you do, just keep showing up, man. Honestly, that's the only piece. It's not even about talent. It's not about whatever you think you've got going on, fresh boy looks, fresh girl looks. If you don't show up, your fresh boy, fresh girl looks is going to die inside your house. If you don't show up, your talent is going to die inside the house. Yeah, keep showing up. And I would say that's something that probably did go, it's one of the things that worked for me. But at some point, I was really tired. I was just tired, man. Things are not happening, waiting this up for a year. But even when I'm tired, I kept on showing up. Until today, we do every day, we gallant.
History.
And the more history is still about to happen.
Yeah.
So it's what I would say, just keep showing up.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Alvin.
My pleasure.
Just before you leave, we have one more segment, which is called the quick fire question. If you weren't into entertainment, what would you be doing?
I would have been a doctor.
A doctor. Okay. What's the one thing you can't live without?
Oxygen. Oxygen.
Okay. Do you prefer texting or talking on the phone?
Talking on the phone, please. Wait, talking on the phone, voice notes. I prefer voice notes.
Yeah.
Texting is so hard, man.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best one that's still working for me to today, the one I mentioned earlier in the show that Auntie Funke gave me, which is, keep on improving. Whatever you do in life, keep on improving. Keep on being a better version of yourself. The person that they knew yesterday shouldn't be the person that they are knowing today. So you should always have something that's changed about you, no matter how small.
Nice. Last question. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
I open my eyes.
Nice one. Thank you so much, Alvin, for coming on the show.
My pleasure, totally.
Guys, it's a wrap on this episode of Up Close and Personal with Tega. Big shout out to Alvin for gracing our invitation. He dropped a lot of gems and we are really grateful for that. Thank you so much, man.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Do the honors of doing my outro.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Tega Salubi, subscribe, like, share, drop a comment. Invite your friends, let them drop comments. Watch to the end.
Yeah.
Don't do all those watch for 2 seconds and go. You actually need to watch to the end. Very, very important.
We know they're at the end now.
Oh, that's true. But go rewatch. Rewatch again from the beginning. Watch other videos. Exactly. And follow Tega Salubi on all platforms.
And
follow me as well, Abayomi Alvin on all platforms.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.